So anyhow, let us understand this. I hope my screen is visible to you.
Yes, sir.
All right. So in the previous class, maybe lecture 6, I think, we had talked about this Fermi level, and we understood that the the distribution of carriers, electrons and holes in a semiconductor. So that can be given by Fermi distribution function. Right? So Fermi distribution function gives me the distribution of both electrons and holes over a range of allowed energy levels. Okay? And this concept of the distribution via this Fermi distribution function is only valid for the case when thermal equilibrium exists. So that distribution of electrons and holes can be given by this relation, which is called Fermi distribution function. That is, f of E is 1 by 1 plus e to the power E minus EF by kT, where this EF is a reference energy level, which is called Fermi energy level. Okay. So what is this reference energy level? We'll understand. Then K is Boltzmann constant and T is the temperature. Okay. Now, if we say that T is 0, okay, so let us say that T is 0, absolute 0 temperature, and this E, so this is equal to EF. Okay, that is, we are trying to find out the electron distribution at the Fermi energy level itself. What is Fermi energy level? We'll understand. So let us say we replace this E by EF, okay, because we want to find out the electron distribution at the Fermi level itself. So we replace this E by EF over here. So this Fermi distribution function, or the probability of finding an electron, becomes 1 plus 1 by 1 plus, this is e to power 0. So this becomes 0. So e to power 0 is 1. Okay. So finally we get the probability of finding an electron at the Fermi level as 1 by 2. Now the same probability density function can also be plotted. Okay. In y and x axis, you can keep on y axis this probability of finding an electron, and on x axis one can keep the energy levels, right, or the states at particular energy level E. So E on x axis, and the probability, this probability of finding an electron, Fe, on the y axis. So one can plot this function. So let us say that we start from E is equal to 0 at this point. So once you put E is equal to 0, the Fermi distribution function becomes 1 by 1 plus E is 0 means, and T is also 0, right? At T is equal to 0 and at E is equal to 0. Right? So this becomes 1 plus, so since E is 0, so obviously this would be something, let's say minus EX, in fact minus EF, right? Since E is 0 by KT, and KT is also 0. So this becomes, so since EF is some significant value, so this is 1 by 0 or infinity. So this becomes 1 by 1 plus e to the power minus infinity. So what is e to the power minus infinity? So if you see the exponential function, so e to the power minus infinity, this is 0. So this is e to the power x exponential function, and this is x. So at x is equal to 0, the value is 1, and e to the power minus infinity. So that is how much? So this is 0, right? E to the power minus infinity is 0. That means this is equal to 1 by 1, so, or is equal to 1. So that means probability of finding electron at E is equal to 0. So this is equal to 1, right? So that is what we are getting. Probability of finding electron at E is equal to 0 is 1. Similarly, one can find out now the probability of finding electrons at EF by putting E is equal to EF, which we have already done over here. So this is 1 by 2. So we mark another point over here. So that means at t is equal to 0, you have a probability distribution which is rectangular in shape. Okay. So that means that probability of finding an electron below EF, that below Fermi energy level, so probability of finding electron is 1. So that means all energy states which are lying below EF, so they will be occupied by electrons, 100%. Right? 1 means 100%. And all energy states which are lying above EF, okay, so at t is equal to 0, so they will be empty, right? Because probability is 0 from EF to E. Now similarly, one can find out the probability of finding an electron at t greater than 0. So let us say t1, that is this picture, this one. So at t greater than 0, if you do the same process, you keep on increasing E, you will find now a curvature in the probability density function for energies below EF, okay, up to this point. And also you will find a curvature in probability density function for energy above EF. Right? So this means that now you also have some probability of finding electron above EF. Right? In this rectangular version, that is at t is equal to 0, you didn't have any probability of finding electron above EF, but now when t is raised up, since I have a curvature over here in the Fermi distribution function, so now that means I have some probability of finding electron at this energy level also, which is above EF, this also, right? So I have some probability. So that means electrons will now be present above EF also. Okay. So let us say these probabilities are, of course it is decreasing, the probability of finding an electron is decreasing as you move above EF, but yes, now we have some probability. Let us say this is 0.4, okay, and this is, let us say, 0.3, similarly this is 0.2, and at this point it is 0.5. So probability of finding an electron is there, but it is decreasing when E is increasing, that is energy level is increasing. So that means that you will find some electrons above EF also, but at higher energy levels you will not find any electron, because somewhere here, let us say, the probability of finding electron is 0, Fe is 0, so that means you won't find any electron here. So maybe that can also be related to, if you look at the conduction band and valence band in the energy band model, and let us say the Fermi level is somewhere over here, it's an n-type semiconductor, right? So in an n-type semiconductor, we understand that electrons are present, more electrons are present in the conduction band. So obviously this conduction band energy, that is the bottom of this conduction band, which we say it is EC. So this energy level will also correspond to these energies. Maybe let us say conduction band energy level is somewhere here, EC. Right? So this energy EC, so that also corresponds here between EF and maybe infinity, E is 0 to infinity. This lies somewhere here. Let us say it lies somewhere here. So that means that the electrons will be there in the conduction band for an n-type semiconductor, obviously. But since at higher energy levels, there are no electrons, because probability of finding an electron is 0. So one would say that the electrons will be found only around EC. So at higher energy levels, maybe here or maybe here, you won't find any electrons. Right? So that is why we also say that higher energy levels do not contribute, because probability of finding electrons at higher energy level is 0. Right? So that means EC, so that should lie somewhere over here. Okay. So this is the probability of finding an electron. Now let us also talk about the probability of not finding an electron or probability of finding a hole in the valence band. So since we see that the this curve that is of the Fermi distribution function, so this is symmetrical around EF. I mean, this curve is very same as this curve. Okay. So that is what we say, that the Fermi distribution is symmetrical around the Fermi level. Okay. So that is, here I had probability of finding electron as 0.5. So maybe at this point, let us say it is 0.6. And then maybe let us say at this point it is 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, and then finally 1. So I call it 0.7, let us say 0.8 and 0.9. So that means for energies below EF, the probability of finding electron is increasing as you move below EF. Okay, so probability of finding an electron, that is this distribution function's probability. So this Fe is becoming 1. It is increasing as you move below EF, right? So this is increasing. That is probability of finding an electron at lower energy is increasing. So maybe at this point you will find that all states are occupied, 100% occupied by electrons, right? So that is, lower energy levels are fully occupied by electrons, right? So that is why we say that in an intrinsic semiconductor or maybe any semiconductor, in valence band. Okay? So if we talk about valence band, so valence band has holes. We say valence band may have holes. So that means the valence band, if it has holes, and valence band energy is lower than the Fermi level energy also in this case, and also the conduction band energy, right? So energy is going up this way. So obviously valence band, this is at lower energy, and we said that at lower energies, the states will be fully occupied by electrons. Okay. So where will be the holes now? So lower energies, that is, let us extend this energy and let us say this is the lower energy level. These are the lower energy levels. So the lower energy levels are now filled with electrons. Okay. So the lower energy levels are filled with electrons, but yes, below EF, in this region, since we see that the electron probability of finding electron is 0.6, 0.7, 0.8, 0.9, and then 1. So that means probability of finding an hole. Probability of finding a hole would be equal to 1 minus Fe. So if I do 1 minus Fe, so this gives me probability of finding a hole below EF. Right, below EF, hole obviously cannot be found here. Right, so holes are found below EF. Below EF. Obviously in the valence band. Nothing can exist here within the band gap. Right. So that means this valence band would also lie somewhere here below EF. Maybe let us say that valence band energy lies over here, EV. Okay. And this 1 minus Fe, if I try to calculate, so 1 minus Fe for this energy level, that is when Fe is 0.6. So 1 minus Fe is how much? 0.4. That is probability of finding a hole at this energy level below EF. So that will be equal to 0.4. Similarly, for Fe is equal to 0.7, that is electron probability as 0.7. Probability of finding a hole, that is 1 minus Fe, that is 0.3. Next, for 0.8 Fe, you have probability of finding a hole as 0.2. Similarly, 0.1. And then finally, probability of finding a hole, 0. Maybe at this energy level, let us say. Right? So these corresponds to This one corresponds to this, 0.2 hole corresponds to this, and 0.3 for hole corresponds to this energy level, right? So 0 may be somewhere here, right? So this corresponds to, let us say, probability of finding a hole is 0 here. So this curvature tells me that probability of finding an electron is increasing as you are going below EF, but probability of finding a hole is decreasing as you go below EF. So that means holes will be occupied only near the valence band edge. So that means lower energy levels will be fully occupied only by electrons, because probability of finding an electron for lower energy level is 100%, and probability of finding a hole for lower energy level is 0. Okay. So holes will be found where? Only at the valence band edge, not further lower down. If you go down the energy level, you won't find holes. All states will be occupied by electrons, all available states. Similarly, for conduction band, you will find electrons only at the conduction band edge, not above this. I mean, energies which are very much larger than conduction band edge, you will not find any electrons. So these will be empty states. Because for higher energy states, that is this energy, let us say higher energy, there is no probability of finding electron. Fe is 0 at this point. Right? So this is in fact what we had discussed also some time back, that lower energy states will always be filled by electron, and higher energy states near the conduction band edge will be filled by electrons. Above that they will be empty. Now this same Fermi level concept or Fermi distribution concept, so this can be also applied to the semiconductors. So for example, here this is my Fermi distribution function. So for applying this to semiconductors, one has to rotate this left by 90 degree, right? So rotate this picture left, rotate left by 90 degree. So why we rotate left by 90 degree? Since we want this energy axis to point upwards, that is, this should be my y-axis now, because we want to relate this Fermi distribution function to the energy band diagram where energy is on y-axis, right? So that is why we want to rotate it left by 90 degrees so that energy comes on the y-axis. So once you rotate this is my Fermi level rotated one, and this is my energy band for intrinsic semiconductor. So in an intrinsic semiconductor, we understand that this Fermi level is between the conduction band and valence band. So within the band gap, between the band gap, this is at the center of the band gap. Now, in an intrinsic semiconductor, we understand that at room temperature, the number of electrons, so the number of electrons in the conduction band, so this is equal to number of holes in the valence band. So at room temperature, the number of electrons in the valence band is equal to number of electrons in the conduction band. So this is equal to just a second. Yeah, so the number of electrons in the conduction band is equal to number of holes in the valence band for an intrinsic semiconductor. Now again, the holes will be present only near the edge of the valence band. Lower energy states are, I have already said that lower energy states are filled with electrons. So you have electrons here in the lower energy states. In the lower energy states, you cannot have holes. Why cannot have holes? You see here again the Fermi distribution function. So this tells me that the probability of finding a hole is decreasing. So once you are going down the energy, the probability of finding an electron is decreasing. Sorry, hole is decreasing, right? Because 1 minus Fe gives me the probability of finding a hole. And Fe is increasing, so 1 minus Fe will be going down. So that means I will find only holes where at the valence band edge, because I cannot find a hole in this region, right? And from this plot, it seems that I have a curve over here. So this means that I have some probability of finding a hole in this region. But since this is in the band gap, so I cannot find it in the band gap. So where I find at the valence band edge. And if you go further down the valence band edge, that is more lower energies. So at more lower energies, you see that Fermi distribution function is 1. Probability of finding an electron is 1 and hole is 0. So all the lower states are occupied by electrons and holes are only present at the edge of the valence band. Similarly, the electrons in the conduction band. So if I zoom this portion, so this portion is zoomed over here. So here I see that this is Fe. So this line is Fe, this one. This line is Fe, probability of finding electron. So we see that probability of finding an electron is decreasing. This is energy. So as you are moving above, increasing energy levels, you find that probability of finding an electron is decreasing, right? So at higher energy levels, this will be 0. Probability of finding an electron will be 0 at higher levels, energy levels. So that means at higher energy levels in the conduction band, you will not find any electrons. Maybe here, these are empty states, right? So these are higher energy levels. These are all empty because probability of finding an electron at higher energy level is 0. Fe is 0. But yes, you have some probability in this region, that is near the conduction band edge, that is here, this circle. So that probability is obviously small, but yes, you have some probability. Maybe 0.1, 0.2 probability is there for finding an electron, and so the electrons will only exist again at the edge, okay? Not above, conduction band. That is at higher energies. So these are empty states at higher energies. Now similarly, one can relate the Fermi distribution function to n-type semiconductor. So Fermi distribution function can be also related to n-type semiconductor. For example, here, so for a n-type semiconductor, the Fermi level is near the conduction band edge, that is bottom of the conduction band. Okay. Now, since conduction band has more electrons. Okay. So if in an n-type semiconductor, you have more electrons in the conduction band than the holes in the valence band. Okay. So of course, you have electrons in the valence band. So many electrons are there in the valence band, but they are not free. So they don't take part in the conduction. Right. So valence band has many electrons, but they are bounded to their atoms. They are not free. Some of these electrons can become free because of thermal generation and can reach over here. But since n-type is doped with donor impurity, so donor impurity level may lie somewhere near the conduction band edge where you have electrons sitting, and these electrons will ionize at room temperature to reach the conduction band. So you have the concentration of electrons in the conduction band much larger than the concentration of holes in the valence band, which is also shown over here by this Fermi distribution function. You see that this region, the spacing of this region has increased in the conduction band compared to the spacing over here in the intrinsic semiconductor. So that means the Fermi distribution function now explains me that conduction band will have more electrons. Similarly, if I talk about holes, so probability of finding an holes is almost 0 near the edge of the valence band, because Fe has become maybe 1 here itself. So 1 minus Fe has become 0 here itself. So that means I should not find any hole in the valence band for an n-type semiconductor, okay? Because 1 minus Fe is 0. So why I am seeing these two holes here? So these two holes are because of the thermal generation of electron hole pairs, right? So because of the thermal generation of electron hole pair, some of the electrons can move from the valence band to conduction band, though that number is very small. Okay? So that is why some holes can be found over here. Now similar concept can be now applied to a p-type semiconductor also. So for a p-type semiconductor, Fermi distribution, Fermi level is close to the valence band. Now in a p-type semiconductor, we understand p-type semiconductor is obtained by doping the semiconductor by acceptor impurity, which creates a acceptor energy level near the valence band. So this acceptor energy level is created here. Now at room temperature, some of these electrons in the valence band, so they can ionize and they can reach this acceptor energy level. Okay. So that I have now holes in the valence band, more holes in the valence band. Of course, some will, some of the electrons will also reach the conduction band by thermal generation, right? But those numbers will be small. That is holes created in the valence band due to thermal generation, right? VTH, because of thermal generation. So because of thermal generation, some of them will reach here, some electrons will be found here also, okay? And some holes because of thermal generation here. But the number of holes due to thermal generation will be small compared to the number of holes which are created in the valence band because of ionization of electrons moving from the valence band to the acceptor impurity level because of ionization. Because ionization energy is small in this case. So that is how I see that the Fermi level now here. So the Fermi level here has widened. That is, this portion has widened. So that means I have now some probability of finding hole also, because Fe is not 0 at this point. Fe is not 0. So 1 minus Fe is also not 0 at the valence band energy level. Right? So 1 minus Fe is also not 0 because Fe is not 0. So that means I will find holes in good numbers. And those holes are found because of this reason, dopants. Similarly, if you talk about the conduction band energy level, so you see that Fe may be 0 somewhere here itself. So here itself Fe is 0. So that means I cannot find electron above this energy level. That is, conduction band should be empty. I should not have any electron. But some electrons will be found because of thermal generation from valence band to conduction band. Right? So that number will be small. Okay. So I think I will stop here itself. Okay. But here maybe let us discuss a few more things on the Fermi level. So from the Fermi level, we had discussed that the electron concentrations can be found, the carrier concentration, by simply multiplying the Fermi level with the electron density of states, right? Now the total number of electrons in the conduction band and valence band can also be seen. Okay? So for an intrinsic semiconductor, we had assumed that number of electrons should be equal to number of holes, and that also relates to again the Fermi distribution function. Okay? So Fermi distribution function for electrons here, for example, in the conduction band. So this says that the electron concentration may be maximum somewhere here in the conduction band, and then it decreases to 0. So that is what is seen here also. It becomes maximum near the conduction band edge, okay, and then it decreases. So that is, higher states don't have electrons. Higher states are empty. So higher states are empty. Similarly for valence band holes. So for valence band holes, again we see that there must be some maximum value of holes at the valence band edge. So it is here, and then since the Fermi distribution function becomes flat, that is Fe becomes 1, so 1 minus Fe becomes 0. So that is why this hole concentration decreases. Number of holes in the valence band decreases. And then finally at lower energy level, that is these levels, you have plenty of electrons. Now similarly for n-type semiconductor. electron distribution in the conduction band. Okay, since I have a now gap over here near the conduction band in the Fermi distribution function, so that means I have now some probability of finding electron which is greater than this one, intrinsic semiconductor. Of course, this probability is again reducing. It's lowering when you are going above certain energy level. Okay. So that means again I should see some maximum peak in the number of electrons in the conduction band, and then that peak should go down, right? Because Fe is becoming zero at higher energy levels. Okay. So that is how I see this distribution of electron. It increases, attains this value, and then further it decreases because Fermi function becomes zero. So higher energy levels, again they will be empty. So these are empty again. Similarly for holes. So for holes, we see that at lower energies, that is near valence band, the Fermi function is almost flat. So some holes will be there because of the thermal, what we call as thermal generation of electron hole pairs. Some holes will be seen. Similarly for p-type semiconductor, so we again see that this 1 minus Fe, so this is somewhat larger in this region. So I will go back again over here. So 1 minus Fe, so this is somewhat larger compared to the intrinsic semiconductor. Okay. So that is why I expect that hole concentration in valence band will be much larger than the electron concentration in the conduction band. Okay. So 1 minus Fe factor gives me more holes, and obviously this holes concentration will reduce as you go down the energy levels. Okay. Because the Fermi function is becoming flat, Fe is becoming zero, so 1 minus Fe will become zero maybe at this point. And then of course lower energy states will be occupied by electrons. So I'll stop here, and if you have any queries regarding this, then maybe you can ask. Yeah, so now I think you are in a position to understand things, and you might have already learned about these things which I have already told you. So maybe now you are in a position to ask questions also. Okay. So if you have any queries, then please ask. And if there are no queries, then maybe we can end the class here itself.